Morning, everyone. Morning. So, I'd like to, present a use case on how we are using and leveraging the CloudStack ecosystem to build a hyperscale sovereign cloud in India, and not just one. We're building many such clouds in India. So, a bit about our organization. I represent Yota. So we're a sovereign infrastructure and cloud service provider. And a brief about me: I'm the EVP and CTO at Yota. I've been working on CloudStack since 2013, when it was part of Citrix. I used to tinker there, and my first CCC was in 2014 in Budapest, and I've been attending here regularly. We have designed and implemented close to 20 plus public and private clouds across different countries and continents, and also built Apiculus, which is a sort of a layer on top of CloudStack, which allows data center providers to provide an AWS-like self-service plus billing and monetization interface. So, before we go into sovereign cloud and hyperscale, we need to know why and what our Indian economy and Indian technology users are looking for. So one of the key, there's a lot of text here, but I'll keep it brief. One of the key 2-3 areas is data sovereignty. Now with the current global system, global economy, and the global position, and the turmoil that's going on, there's a very, very large push for data sovereignty. Again, with data sovereignty comes a lot of compliances of that local state, that local country. As there, of course, pricing is there, and reducing a dependency on any foreign player and the large hyperscalers or large commercial vendors. That's the goal, that's the demand that we see. And the last section is more about the rising demand for AI and its affiliated services that we require. So based on this, there are some growth prospects. We are currently at around 11.5 billion as the market size, and by 2034 we expect it to go at least 4 times. The number of private investments in AI and affiliated services are close to 3.2 billion in India, and again it's expected to grow. So why I presented this slide is to sort of explain how we are trying to position ourselves and how critical it is for us, and the scale at which we are trying to position ourselves from a country level perspective. So this is the market opportunity that we are looking at. There's a huge demand for sovereignty and compliances, and at the same time there's a huge demand for cloud services, which basically means that we have a way to marry these two using our services and provide this as a service to our end customers. A brief on who we are. We like to call ourselves an integrated digital transformation services provider. Basically, we are cloud data center managed services provider, and we are also an ISP. We're also one of the top tier 4 builders and advisors. We've even taken up projects for external parties as a consultant for data center development, etc. We're also partnering with the global cloud leaders in the world, especially on the AI front. We've had serious investments. We have around 16,000 H100s, which we have commissioned. We have around 8,000 B200s, and we are also in the process of obtaining B300 GPUs. So we are betting very large on the GPU and AI space, and positioning ourselves as the one-stop solution for a sovereign cloud service provider. So a quick view of our data centers. We have Mumbai, which is around 7,000 racks. We have Delhi, which has around 5,000. And we have in Gujarat, Gandhinagar, again around 350. It's a smaller setup. This is our present footprint. And the white ones you see are which is already operational. The orange, the blue ones are in process, and the orange ones are being planned. So a brief about our journey over the years. We started in 2019. The landmark for 2020 was India's first, Tier 4 data center in Mumbai. And 2021, we launched our cloud, which was called YEC, or Yota Enterprise Cloud, and followed by in 22 we had our launch of Delhi data center. In 23 we launched a lot of Yantra. That's another cloud that we launched in 2023, and 23 was the year we started and bet very high on the AI bandwagon, where we ordered 16K H100 GPUs. And 24 and 25 have been a series of launches. I'll just briefly take you through the services that we have. So 28, 24, and 25 were a series of launches running on top of our infrastructure. I'll just focus on the smaller one, the middle slide. So these are our portfolio. Yantra is our CPU-based cloud services. Shakti is our GPU-based cloud services. We have co-location. We have rendering. We have a series of other services running on top of GPU, etc. So I'll keep that very short. So just a brief about each one. Shakti is our main GPU-based cloud, which is hosted primarily out of Mumbai. And we provide all kinds of AI and ML training, development, design services. We have managed services, and Yantra, which is the private, public, and government cloud services. I'll just briefly, we have talked about this. So this marketplace, so we are one of our NVIDIA's one of 6 reference partners in the world, and we have built everything based on the NVIDIA standards and the technology used there. It is a sovereign infrastructure in our own center, and we also have a lot of empanelment which we have done for our standards organizations in India. For example, we have empaneled ourselves for an India AI mission, which is a government promoted mission for ensuring AI adoption and success in the country. I'll quickly skip the points which we have already spoken about. Yeah. So coming to some products, we have DrishtiCam. This is a service which we will also be bringing under the CloudStack umbrella. It's currently running on Zen servers and RTX. So it will be orchestrated by CloudStack, and we will be bringing it to our version 2.0 of Yantra, which is our public cloud offering. Similarly, we have Urja, which is basically rendering a rendering service where you can, for your CAD workloads or your VFX workloads, you can use this service to, you don't need costly equipment in-house. You can use this service to leverage and perform your GPU-related tasks for your rendering requirements. Then we have Sudarshan, which is a media asset and OVP platform, where you can provide OTT kind of services and media asset services. And there's a set of cybersecurity services that we have, primarily IAM and perimeter and endpoint security with UTM and application security. So basically, this was more about IOTA. Now I'll come to the CloudStack aspect. So a key point here I would like to highlight is this MeitY, right? So MeitY is India's Ministry for Information and Technology, and they have certifications for the cloud. So we have, I am proud to say that we are certified by MeitY, and it is on a cloud that is running CloudStack, and we have been certified for the last 3 years back, and it is completely compliant, and we found it very easy with using CloudStack to get this certified by MeitY, right? And to those who have, who are into compliance and getting certifications, it's not an easy job, but CloudStack made it a lot easy for us. Now coming to the actual tech stack. This is the ecosystem we use. So we use CloudStack, of course. That's why I'm here. Storepool and PowerFlex is what we use for our storage requirements. Depending on certain use cases, we use PowerFlex. Mostly we use Storepool. Of course, KVM is the hypervisor choice for us. And for SDN, we use Netriz. So we found that for an SDN framework, Netriz is a very interesting tool, and that's what we use for that. VNF, using the VNF framework, we are able to provide a lot of services like in the form of VNFs like Fortinet, pfSense, Palo Alto. So that framework, the VNF frameworks gives us an amazing flexibility. We are able to add more appliances, and as we speak, we are adding more appliances. I think Radware is being developed, and others are being developed. So that's from a VNF perspective. From a backup perspective, we use Commvault and Acronis. We have integrations with Commvault and Acronis via our portals, which is called Apiculus. And for storage, we leverage on object storage. We leverage on Cloudian, which is also very well integrated with the CloudStack ecosystem. And this is our, you can say, the OSS and BSS layers on top of CloudStack, which we provide to our end customer so that it gives a seamless experience. Now, I'd like to present 3 use cases. So NIC is probably, it's called a National Informatics Center, and it is, I think, the 3rd largest government cloud in the world. Almost every state and every central government department hosts their data in NIC in India, right? And we are building their next phase of their cloud. We are building that, and we've done that completely on top of the KVM and Apache CloudStack setup. So this is a decision we took. We had a lot of evaluation, and we're using that for NIC. And just to put a scale, we are looking at close to 100 to 150,000 core consumption within the next year itself. There are a lot of offerings we are doing here, including database as a service, Redis, Rabbit, Postgres, all the flavors that are typically required. Then we have a K8s kind of service, all these services from a government cloud perspective. And it is a watertight, air-gapped environment. And we're really proud to be associated with this. And CloudStack has made it very easy for us to, seamlessly create and not be worried about the infra layer. Similarly, for the next slide, this is a similar entity called STPI, which is a Software Technology Park of India. This is again an entity which caters to government and also open corporate enterprises who wish to host their data, their solutions on the cloud. So again, happy to say that this has been set up by us using CloudStack KVM to the store pool combination. This is a combination we really find it working well, and this is what we're using. And on top of it, we also have integrated this with our Shakti Cloud, which is a GPU services. So there are use cases where we are running GPU services and CPU services all joined together and providing them as a service too. Lastly, this is another use case we would present. This is a very good use case. Bhashini is India's largest real-time language transformation and translation service. And I don't know if you guys are aware, India has officially 22 languages recognized as languages of India and actively used and practiced. So there are many people in the rural areas who do not understand anything apart from their language. So Bhashini is a service where real-time translation happens for text, speech, and you're able to converse with each other in real time, right? So it's an award-winning initiative by the government of India, and it is hosted on our government community cloud, which is running on CloudStack. So before that, I'd like to tell you this was completely hosted on Azure, and there was a close to $1 million outflow per month, which we reduced by half. And this has been brought back to complete repatriation has happened. We have taken application by application, stack by stack, piece by piece. It took a long time for us, but we were able to bring this from Azure to a completely locally hosted solution running on the CloudStack ecosystem. So just for a for a number or a reference point, we have this has around 350 AI models are hosted across multiple GPU services and inferencing endpoints. It has 1 million downloads, and the next one, there are 3 billion plus inferences that have happened till date in real time. So this is, and all this is running seamlessly on top of our CloudStack and our GPU cloud. So this is about Bhashini, and this was not tough. We had to map AWS Azure services Like for example, Databricks, we couldn't find a equivalent. We had to break it into multiple Hive, Spark, Airflow, Hadoop, mix it, match it, ensure that their positioning in the VPCs was correct, dividing the VPCs, how many VPCs we need to keep, etc. So this was so we are very proud of this project that we did. And there are many more in the pipeline where there is a mandate to move from AWS or Azure or GCP onto the local system. And we find that the CloudStack ecosystem is really helpful in doing that. So as I said, there's around 25 applications. Is the ecosystem of Bhashini has around 25 applications, and they all work together. There are more than 15, 20 tech stacks, and they all work together. And we have orchestrated all this on top of CloudStack and KVM. Now coming to what is next for us as Yotta, we would like to as I said, I spoke a lot about Shakti, this GPU, that GPU. We are very excited to see and tinker and see how to take the GPU as a service and leverage it for our use case. libvirt hooks, which is a new feature which has been introduced for my placement algorithms. That's a cool stuff that we are looking for. So I don't know how many of you here have worked on or tried GPU virtualization. Anyone? Great. So if you know, there are this A40, L40 series which are really straightforward. It's like commodity. You can just do a pass-through or you can do a slicing. But in the larger GPUs like H100 and B200s, etc., the layout of the physical box is such that if you, for one GPU, it doesn't matter. It's a simple pass-through with a VirtIO driver or a PCI pass-through. But the internal structure is such that if you need two GPUs, you cannot just assign any two because you will fail in the performance. They are wired together internally in a very different way. Like, there are 4 bridges for 8 CPUs. The hard disks are aligned with those NUMA bridges. And so we need to ensure that a particular combination of GPUs are only passed through. Like if you want 4, it cannot be 1, 3, 4, and 8. It has to be a particular combination. If you want 2, it has to be a particular combination. This is where the libvirt hooks and our custom algorithms are very useful. So we really want to spend time on this and evaluate this and move all our GPUs under the CloudStack orchestration layer, but we need a lot of more research and testing out there. We're also looking at launching a lot of DBaaS, XaaS services based on the CKS structure. In the CKS structure, CSI driver was a bit problematic. We currently use the LeaseWeb driver, CSI driver right now. But I believe there is an official CloudStack driver now available for CSI, for the CKS component. And we would love to, see that, understand that, etc. Then we're really gung-ho on this extension framework. I think it's a very cool tool that has been brought in by CloudStack. And using that, we're also waiting for to see if there's a storage class. It's right now an extension for hypervisor. We would like to see if it can be extended for storage. One requirement that we face very frequently is a shared block storage. Now, without going into the philosophical point of whether it is a good thing to do or not, it should be shared, nothing ideally, or without going into that, we are a service provider. If the customer demands it, we want to supply that. That is presently not feasible in CloudStack. So we would like to do certain things like that outside using the extension framework so that we can provide it and keep CloudStack uh, uh, ignorant about that so that CloudStack is not worried about it, but you can use the extension framework. And for bare metal also, we are looking at extension framework for mass. And we've also tried Proxmox. So we are also looking at testing this for a Slurm cluster for GPU-based services. Lastly, we'd like to see more appliances. We're working with Radware. We're working with some more set of providers, so that we are able to offer much more VNF-based services using the VNF framework that we have. Lastly, I'd like someone from ShapeBlue to request Giles to have the next conference in India, and we would be really, really honored and happy to host it and see you all out there. It's a lovely country, very beautiful country. So we'd love to see the next 2-3 years conference somewhere, sometime in India.